Okay, we are live.
Okay, thank you and welcome everyone, and welcome those who are joining us online. I'd like to call this meeting to order Thursday, June 11th at 6 p.m. If we could have the land acknowledgement and ask Linda this time to read it if she can, please.
The Council of the Corporation of the Township of Hornepayne would like to begin by respectfully acknowledging that the land on which we gather here today is the Treaty 9, 1905-1906 territory, the traditional lands of Indigenous peoples. As we work towards reconciliation, may we all live with respect on this land and live in peace and friendship with all its diverse peoples.
Thank you. So we all heard about the accident in Hearst the other day. So on behalf of Mayor and Council, we extend our deepest condolences to the family, friends, colleagues, and loved ones of OPP Constable Torin Valley, who was killed in the line of duty this past week. We are profoundly saddened by his loss. This tragedy is felt not only with the policing community, but across the entire community and region served by the detachment. We recognize the courage, commitment, and sense of duty that police officers bring to their work each and every day, often in difficult and dangerous circumstances. At this time of mourning, we stand with the Officer Bally's family, fellow officers, civilian staff, and all those affected by his loss. We acknowledge the broader impacts such as a tragedy has on residents who rely on the dedication and service of local law enforcement. Mayor and Council offer their sincerest sympathy and gratitude for Constable Bally's service. We join the community in honoring his life, sacrifice, and commitment to public safety. We ask that the community to keep Constable Bally's family and colleagues in their thoughts during this very difficult time. Thank you. Okay. Next, can we review and note any changes to tonight's agenda?
Yes. There is the addition of item number 10.2, the AMO board election nomination. The CAO had asked that that be added because the deadline is before the next meeting.
Okay, thank you. Can I have the approval of agenda, please? I need a mover and a seconder. Moved by Drago, second by Glenda. Isn't going to be much of a selection tonight.
Oh, thanks.
Be it resolved that council does hereby approve the agenda as presented. All in favor?
As amended.
As
No.
amended, sorry.
Oh, you didn't. That's only if you amend as well. Okay.
Declaration of pecuniary interest or declaration of conflict of interest. I have not received any, but if you have any during the meeting, please let us know. Adoption of minutes. Can I have a mover and a seconder, please? Moved by Drago, second by Belinda. Adoption of council minute meetings, regular meeting of council, May 14th, 2026 minutes. Regular meeting of council, May 28th, 2026 minutes. Any questions, comments? No. Be it resolved that Council of the Corporation of the Township of Hornepayne does hereby adopt the following minutes as distributed. The regular meeting of council held on Thursday, May 14th, 2026, and the regular meeting of council held on Thursday, May 28th, 2026. All in favor? Carried. Departmental reports. Can I have a mover and a seconder, please? Moved by Belinda, second by Drago. Be it resolved, the council does hereby acknowledge receipt of the departmental reports provided at this regular meeting of council held on Thursday, June 11th, 2026. CAA departmental report.
Okay, so just a brief recap. The WSIB Excellence Program, I've been working on 4 of the
policies. Hopefully we'll get that to council in July because I'm going away next week, so it won't be June 25th, but my goal is July for those four. It's hard to get the SMT team together. We're all busy doing things, so I've taken that one upon myself. The Tom Rims transition is going well. We have training usually every 2 to 3 weeks, and we move some records during that training and establish parameters for new movement as well. The waste to resource project, the updates there, the project management group met with MP Terry Sheehan to request support, particularly in supplying the waste. We also met with MPP Bill Rosenberg to request provincial support. I assisted the team in drafting a presentation from both the township and from H&G Control. I assisted them as well, drafting their presentation to go to various provincial ministries, and we prepared, I think, at least 15 letters to go out to the ministers, and they've been sent out. A fitness library update. We met yesterday. The drafting technician has already had one meeting with the project management team. They had a second one scheduled for today. We looked at a draft RFP yesterday. We'll be reviewing it again tomorrow, and then the final draft to go out probably June 24th and the release June 26th. I've reached out to bids and tenders. That will be our bidding platform, and we should be beginning the evaluation process again July 28th with permitting going on as the RFP is out to tender, and September as the date to begin the project. So that's pretty much a recap. So the AMO conference, quite a few delegation submissions. So based on previous council discussions, Minister of Infrastructure, Hornepayne seeks increased infrastructure funding with provincial or combined federal provincial support, covering 90 to 100% of project costs, along with 0% or very low interest financing to make essential capital projects achievable for small northern municipalities. The second issue, we're seeking faster infrastructure funding. As council knows, we often apply for funding early in 1 year and don't receive a reply on whether or not we've received it till the next year, and then we're scrambling to try to get our procurement and people in place to fulfill those obligations. So getting a response quicker is very important. Hornepayne seeks a delegation to the Minister of Infrastructure to request emergency funding for the repair of the curling club and other such emergency repairs. Municipal affairs and housing, so we've requested three topics there for our delegation. So modernization funding, it's been quite some time since any municipalities received modernization funding, and as we all know, the life of most electronic assets is 3 to 5 years. I think it's been 6 years since we've had modernization funding, so it would be good to have a little injection there. Hornepayne seeks provincial action on large industrial work camps. So we spoke to this briefly, but what's happening, we all know what's happening in the north is mines and other industries are moving in. They're opening up work camps rather than encouraging people to move here. So we would like some provincial policy around the percentage of the workforce that has to come locally. So, you know, if the province can get behind 40, 50% of the workforce, 60% of the workforce has to be local before you can start putting people into camps, that would really help the north. Hornepayne seeks pre-development seed funding to prepare residential lots for future housing support in need of preliminary concepts, housing objectives, and conceptual site planning to help small northern municipalities move service land towards shovel-ready development. So what that really is asking for is some money to help us get rid of dilapidated houses, deal with it, prepare the land for new housing if there's repairs that need to be done to the infrastructure below the ground to help with that, and to do any kind of site planning or any kind of architecture around small developments so that houses can go in. Minister of Housing, again, the small northern residential property tax class. So Atikokan invited me to give a delegation on Monday, which I did. This is new to council. I presented to Atikokan on Monday. They lent their support, and they've emailed Ministry of Finance. In addition, CBC News, Thunder Bay, saw that presentation, and I did an interview with them yesterday. So my primary repeat was please email minister.fin@ontario.ca. So that was, we want to get those resolutions there, and that was the focus. Ministry of Northern Economic Development, Hornepayne seeks delegation with that ministry for funding for the Hallmark Center, either revitalization or demolition or combination of thereof, hopefully to address some kind of retail space there, any kind of economic development space. Minister of Energy and Mines, so we've asked for a delegation with that ministry, one regarding the waste to resource facility. I would have allowed to put that in with every ministry. We're only allowed the topic in one ministry. We can't repeat the same topic over various ministries. So the waste to resource facility and a secondary data center opportunity is that one specifically because the 10 megawatts that we're allowed to upload to the grid is just not enough. We need the grid updated, regardless of whether or not this project goes through. Everywhere around us is getting an updated infrastructure. We're not. Issue 2, Hornepayne seeks support for upgrading the single aging hydro transmission line. So if nothing else, let's modernize the one line that we have running through our community. And then the Minister of Emergency Preparedness and Response. The township is an isolated northern community with 100% volunteer fire department. So we're requesting again, of course, funding for a fire truck. We're looking for 100% volunteer fire department faces major barriers in meeting mandatory firefighter certification. So we're looking for some funding for that. Hornepayne seeks support to offset travel costs and mandatory in-person CEMC training for remote northern municipalities. So some more funding in the way of that. So they've allowed us that one. They haven't responded on the first two, but since we're in the room, we're going to slip it in. So I won't say, oh, well, sorry. No, yeah, we're talking about it. Since there was one other thing that happened. Oh, the baseball field, sorry. So I didn't get this onto the report because it only happened yesterday and today, but I'll just speak to it verbally. The baseball league has approached me because, as council knows, they're trying to finish off the field. We need dugouts, we need fencing, we need bleachers. They have some money set aside. There is a new grant that's just come out in the last couple of days. That grant is geared to community needs and a big focus on health and well-being, and specifically if it's not membership-driven activities. So this is definitely not a membership-driven activity. Anybody can go use the baseball field. We have a brand new field. We don't have dugouts. We don't have fencing. Balls are going to go everywhere. So I spoke with FedNord today, and if we have a shovel-ready plan by July 8th, which I believe we can, a very good chance of getting funding this season. So I'm applying, it covers 50% of the funding. I have reached out. I have $1,000 donation from one of our vendors. That's confirmed $1,000 donation towards this. So I'll add that to anything that the baseball league can also donate, because they've been doing some fundraising. And I think along with a little bit of money up, maybe out of reserves, we can get to that 50-50 mark, which will also give us added points. That's all I have to say.
Very good. Diego, you have a question?
Question and comment. Excellent roadmap. Well done.
Thank you.
Well done. Roadmap is there. There'll be no excuses of the elected officials from province of Ontario not to misunderstand us, and I say that repeatedly, misunderstand us. Just to tag on to your mining camps. When we met with Minister Thompson, Lisa, Mario Villeneuve was one of the guests. And he said, whatever you do, do not allow a camp near your town. He said, my company gets the business. We go in the camps, we go into the bush, we create a camp. Geraldton, he used an example. Businesses are shut down, there's empty houses. So if that ever happens here, never, never allow, that's what I want to tag onto that, to build a base camp anywhere near Corporation Township of Hornepayne. Thank you.
I am absolutely, thank you. Councillor Stefanich, I am definitely 100% against work camps. They don't benefit the community. They benefit the workers. They benefit the mine. they're not even a benefit to the mine really, because the mine is paying to feed those people, house those people. It's much better that they feed and house themselves, work and support the community that's paying them.
Correct. Thank you.
Councillor Belinda, do you have any questions for?
No, I'm good. Yeah, I am good.
Right.
I just got one comment. Yeah, this was a very well-written report. Lots of AMO allegations, eh? It's gonna keep you busy if
Well,
we get them all.
If we get them all, yes,
Yes.
absolutely.
Excellent.
If not, I'll be grabbing ministers in the hallway. Yeah,
Worked last year.
I've been known to do that, yeah.
That'd be
Yeah.
good. Next,
Yeah.
next report would be from the CFO. Cindy, would you have any highlights for us?
I mean, a little bit, I suppose, got the final, information to the auditor for the audit. He did indicate he expects draft financial statements by the end of next week. Presentation, I think I have on a later slide, or further slide. We booked it with him for the July 16th meeting, so we should have everything wrapped up and ready for that. I do have 2 new bank accounts opened at Northern Credit Union. We want to get some interest-bearing accounts for the, in this case, the land sale deposits, which we are transferring over for recent sales, and also our grants, the OCIF and the CCBF, the federal gas tax grant funds. We're going to show the transfer into the reserve to be held there until it gets used on the project. So those are 2 new accounts that we've set up last little bit. And that's essentially it. Not really much to add to the rest of what's there. So I guess one thing we are doing, or I'm trying to do, is look at the hydro costs to see what we can do to reduce it. We do have some opportunity with LAS because they have an electricity program, but I was also approached by another company who offered a similar situation where they could deal with the hydro company and find ways to save us money. Some of our accounts are at time of use, which, as you know, is not the best way to go. They've got some other options, so I'm still looking into it. I haven't made any decisions on where we're going with it, but I'm looking into the options to see what we can do to save some money.
Should we also speak to the fire department, the added expenses that we learned about today?
Good.
Go ahead.
We don't know what they're actually gonna be yet, but
But they're coming up for sure.
yeah, the fire chief did approach us today about, he was having an inspection on his ladder on the truck, and was told that it's gonna fail because it's too old and it needs to be replaced. So he did approach today and he told the gentleman to go ahead and order it. We don't have it specifically in the budget, but he only expects it to be around 2,400.
It's not a large cost, it's, yeah,
2,400?
yeah, 2,400.
Yeah, so,
We need it, yeah.
yeah, it's
Very good.
important. And the other thing was the, excuse, I forget what it was called, another piece of equipment, which, the name of which escapes me at the moment, but he did say that he needs another piece of equipment related to extraction that's important to have, and apparently it's not working properly at the moment. It's an older unit, and so he's looking into replacing that as well.
So that's the vehicle extraction thing.
Do you know what? I don't remember what it was called.
That's what he was talking about last time, eh?
Yeah, okay. Noah, do you remember the name?
No, but I would.
I have it written down, but I didn't bring it down with me, so sorry.
Yeah. Yeah,
So those 2 things he did indicate on a kind of an emergency situation has to get them replaced in order to be comfortable and confident in provide services.
Okay, thank you, Cindy. Do you have a question, Jojo?
Question and comment. I was gonna ask about hydro costs. I think that stood out really nicely. So you're gonna be looking at all the facilities, not just the arena curling,
Absolutely.
Public Works, to see if you get a package deal, I assume.
Yeah, because it all comes together.
I'm glad you're looking at it. Thank you.
Minimums of hydro kilowatts used, that sort of thing.
Thank
So
you.
as long as we fit
So I can speak, is that through the LAS program?
one of them.
Yeah, so one of them is through the LAS program, and they look at all of our consumption, and they do a combination of pay-per-use and time-of-day billing. So like in order to minimize the bills. So that's one of the ones that we're looking at. Another thing that we had a meeting today, and this is really, I'm not asking permission, it's just information, I think, because it's not a capital item, but we looked at our IT and where it's going and what's been happening, and value for what we're paying. So last month we had a fail on our backup from our IT people, and we lost about 6 days of data, and all that work had to be redone. So it was time and money, and of course there's no compensation from the IT people because they failed. So we've been looking for some different options, and we've been speaking to the company that one pointed out our internet problem and how we're not getting the $1,000 internet from Bell, so they helped us through that savings, and they also helped us with the phones and brought in the VoIP phones, which we'll be setting up in the next couple weeks. So we are seriously looking at moving to them, but it's, again, it's not it's an everyday decision for us, so, yeah. But at the same time, I know council's laptops and tablets are quite old, and I'll probably be coming to you and say, pick one, because I think we don't all need 2 devices. I think we're gonna limit everybody to 1 device and reduce our bill that way too, because like, why do we need 2?
I have no idea.
Yeah.
Nobody explained that to me.
Yeah, so if I have some pushback, well, we'll talk about it then.
I don't think you will.
Okay.
No. I do have one question. Can you explain to me what LAS funding means?
Local Authority Service, is that the acronym?
is it?
Local Authority Service, through, it's like cooperative buying for hydro, but it's a municipal group.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And not just hydro, they do other things as well.
Okay.
Not just electricity.
Okay, any other questions for the CFO? If none, we'll go to the clerk departmental report.
Sure. So, an election update. I have completed the clerk's procedures. I haven't put them online yet. I don't know if I'm supposed to. I'm figuring that out. But they are done. We received a nomination today for council. So we have 1 nomination for mayor and 1 for council. So that's current mayor Cheryl Fort for mayor and Seep for council. So that is exciting. We're at 1 and 1.
A few more to go.
Yeah, missing some. I encourage people to put your names in. I attended the Teeny Tiny Summit with Catherine on June 3rd. It was actually pretty refreshing to see ideas and solutions and economic development projects that are feasible for small municipalities. Most of it was about repurposing things that you already have, or working with local like artists or groups, and it's donated materials, figuring out ways to beautify the community without costing substantial money to ratepayers. So that was quite interesting. And I did put in here, while I was there, I did get to speak to some representatives from the Ministry of Rural Affairs, and they're interested in the small northern new residential property tax class. Originally they were gonna have me present it there, but then the timing didn't work. It was a little bit messy. So thankfully, probably that they didn't have me present it, because I'm not as good at speaking about it as Manuela. So instead, I'm going to be working with them to set up a presentation for Manuela to do, both to, I think they're going to invite the people that were at the summit, as well as one of the ministry people sits on a board. I don't know if it's a board, a group with a lot of very relevant stakeholders. So she mentioned wanting it there as well. So we're working to get that so that it can be brought to more people as well. And then finally, you'll see later on in the agenda, I have the draft policy and bylaw for civil marriage solemnization services. This is something that was offered previously I recently completed the training for it through AMCTO. I've had community members reach out about wanting this service, so now is a good time.
Excellent.
And it is something that is lacking in the community and is a potential source of revenue for the township, so. So I asked council to review that policy and bylaw, and if there are no issues, then we will pass it at the next meeting. And I encourage any feedback through email if you don't have anything tonight when we get to it.
Okay, thank you, Jen. I was gonna ask you about the marriage thing. Okay, any questions? Greg?
Question or comment, the teeny tiny summit, did Manitowoc start building any houses in that respect? Tiny houses?
No, so it wasn't necessarily about tiny houses.
Tiny community.
It's about tiny communities, so
With
it's,
tiny houses?
well, it's not about housing specifically. It
Okay.
was about ways to,
Rural communities.
yeah, how to handle
Northern
like
and rural, small northern and
very
rural
small communities,
Yeah.
yeah, because a lot of the summits are not for small communities, so this is specifically catered to ways to innovate in small communities, not specific to housing, but they did brush on the topic of housing.
Just the name sort of misled me.
I know, it's,
Because the reason I said that Marathon, I thought they're getting into that, building tiny homes, that's my understanding, so I thought somebody's gonna be there. And actually, cause you gotta see it physically. If somebody tells you, if you're not a builder, engineer, it's 5,000 square feet or 6, you gotta see it to grasp it, in my opinion. That's why I was hoping
Mhm.
that there was,
and
a facility to see.
I will say, so, they didn't actually have an agenda online, they had an overview, and so we also, like Catherine and I also thought that there would be more housing related topics.
Okay.
And there were not, and like, there weren't very many housing specific topics, unfortunately, but it was still very interesting. But I do think next time they should potentially have the actual agenda posted in advance.
Okay. Roadmap.
Respectfully, through the deputy mayor, may I ask a question?
Yes.
Do you know, will they have another one next year, and will it be hosted elsewhere? How could we possibly go and put our names in to be a host community?
So this was actually the first one in Northern Ontario.
Okay,
And we can certainly, they said that we can reach out to put our names in, and I think that would be a great idea.
great,
So
let's do that sooner rather than later.
I think it would be awesome to put our names in to host it for next year.
Okay, perfect. I can do that. I'll do it tomorrow. Otherwise it'll fall off for all of us, we get so busy. And
They still haven't sent the, follow-up information.
that's okay, I have that card.
But
And,
yes.
yeah, and I'll. Yep. Okay, thank you.
Absolutely.
Okay. Any other questions? There being none, then we'll move on to the Public Works Manager. Any questions?
There's some big bad one. The pickup room, it was up and running, been down since yesterday. I hope to have it back up by tomorrow morning. I was hoping to have it back by tonight. Having trouble with the hoses running through the frame. It should be back up running tomorrow, I hope. Culverts, they arrived yesterday. The culverts ordered last fall. And loads of calcium, I brought 2 loads of calcium, both been delivered to town already. The new treadmill is in Sudbury on Wednesday, should be here anytime. And we've had 6 water repairs since last week. 1 more to go yet, we're in locates for 1 more.
You have a question?
Comments, yeah. Dwayne and I spoke last meeting briefly. This was discussed a few years ago. You need some new attachment for I mean, we're playing with Band-Aid problems. I know, for example, I've been approached by a lot of people. We have Sahara Desert out there, but it's no one particular's fault. Maybe it's council because we didn't make a decision 7, 8 years ago. I think that should be seriously looked at in the fall, because I'm not sure the delivery time should be looked at, budgeted for 2027, and get it in. We go through the same thing, and the stress on the public manager is unfair. I've been on the other side before, so it's totally unfair because people get upset and that not only go into their cars, but goes into their houses, through the windows. I mean, everybody knows that. So I think we should seriously look at that, late fall when your council comes in, and let's get it ordered, and let's eliminate his headaches and stress on the public works manager. Thank you.
So just to confirm, that would be a sweeper attachment for the loader for the 2027 budget, correct?
That was the budget for us.
Yeah,
That'd be the
okay.
cheapest option to do.
Okay, and do we have very approximate idea of the price?
Last quotes I had was between $36,000 and $46,000.
Okay.
That was my question. Do you have any comments or questions, Melinda?
No.
Anybody else?
And that's a
Rigo?
supplementary. The demolished home on the front, was the time frame to remove the,
We need the landfill to be expanded first. I have no room, we're already at capacity.
that's fair, okay, thank you very much.
Okay,
I have one more question.
go ahead.
Do we have an update at all from the insurance company on the curling club?
Nothing yet, I heard nothing back from last guy who came in, that was the last correspondence we had.
We need to push them because we need a curling club for this season.
Yes.
Okay, good, thank you.
I do have one question. Can you give us an update on, Third Avenue project?
Ahead of schedule, they're already past, Murphy Lane, they're past that already, so they're with the last few feet, they've lost the last panel already. Is the water line from here on in.
No, excellent. When's paving expected?
It was still scheduled for August, but I'd be sure it's gonna be they're definitely moving along very, very quickly.
Great news. Great news. Any other questions for the Public Works Manager? Okay, if we're done, then,
Sorry, may I just make an announcement as well? Sorry. NWMO is going to be putting out through the township an invitation. This was on my previous one, but just a reminder of a workshop will be held on July 7th and 8th, 2 separate dates. I don't remember the exact times. And I just want to encourage people to please sign up. This is not about the second repository in Canada. It's a recap of what happened with the first one and the process, and they really want feedback from people, from businesses, from council members. So I encourage everybody to please take an hour or two and come out and join this. It's going to be first come, first serve. So if you'd like to have a voice, sign up right away once that comes out.
is there going to be some kind of sign-up sheet or
There,
notification?
just call Shanna. She will have the sheets, hopefully by tomorrow. So
Very
starting
good.
tomorrow.
Very good.
Yeah.
So
Or me, of course, or email me, but I'll be away next week, so so I don't get a lot of phone calls on my cell while I'm away on holidays, call Shanna.
So just to, confirm that this is a workshop and it's not
This is a workshop.
commitment to do anything, it's just
No, it
user
has
information?
nothing to do with the second repository. It has to do with the first process, what things went well, what things didn't go well, what people would like to see in the next competition. You know, it's council and the community's opportunity to provide good, valuable input to the process and where we'd like to see things go in the future. So I did this workshop when I was at NOMA, I think along with Councillor Kistemaker,
Yes.
and I found it, even though I wasn't here, I did find it very beneficial.
Oh, good.
So,
Yeah, it was.
Thank you.
Learned a lot.
Councilor Drago, you have a
Yeah,
question?
through you, when would this be promoted, advertised, marketed?
starting tomorrow is,
Okay.
yeah, I want it out there before I
The time is of
leave.
issue. I mean, 7th and 8th coming up pretty quick.
2 days ago, I had a confirmation with NWMO, and I was just waiting for them to send me some information. If
Okay.
they don't, I'm gonna publish without them.
Yeah, but you understand what I'm saying.
Because it needs to get done, yeah.
Time is
So,
of essence.
yes, 100%, I agree, I'm not waiting to come back from vacation, I'll make sure something's out there before I leave.
So we're gonna have it anyways, if they're not even here?
So
you're gonna
it
put
will
on?
go, 100% will be on our website, it will be on our Facebook, and I'm really, for the small cost of it, considering doing a mail drop. Because I think it's important to reach everybody and not get those phone calls saying, hey, I didn't know about this. I also think I might reach out to the library and see if they might be willing to do a kids program that coincides with that time period, so that people with children have a place to drop off their children and come attend. So I haven't had a chance yet. If Darnell's listening, she just got a heads up on our conversation for tomorrow. But I think it would be prudent for the town to provide that space for people that have children that might want to come out.
Yes. Okay. Any other questions, comments? No? Okay, if we can move forward. Oh, I need who was our mover and seconder for that?
You already did, yes. So it was Councillor Kissmaker and then Councillor Smith.
Okay. All in favor? Carried. I think I read the thing, didn't I?
Yep, all good.
Okay, correspondence for information only. Can I have a mover and a seconder, please? Moved by Belinda, second by Drago. Be it resolved, the council does hereby acknowledge receipt of the correspondence information only package attached to the agenda of the regular meeting of council held on Thursday, June 11th, 2026. Open it up for discussion. Does anybody have any questions or comments regarding that we can answer? Okay, I move it to a vote. All in favor? Carried. Committee and board updates. Oh, can I have a mover and a seconder, please? Councillor Belinda and Councillor Drago.
Good guess.
Be it resolved, the council does hereby acknowledge receipt of the committee and board meeting minutes attached to the agenda of the regular meeting of council held on Thursday, June 11th, 2026. First one is the Hornepayne Public Library Board meeting minutes from April 9th, 2026, and the Hornepayne Public Library 2025 annual report. Do we need a after thing?
Yeah, first it'll just be the April 9th minutes.
Yes. Did everybody read it? April 9th minutes? Mm-hmm. Any questions, comments? No? Do we need a vote? Can vote on that one? All in favor? Okay. Sorry, I kind of messed that one up. Section 9.2 of the Hornepayne Public Library 2025 annual report. Any questions or comments on it? Go ahead, Drago.
I just wish that the members of council had the opportunity to read the report. As I mentioned, it's here now. The CEO did a superb job last year with their team, and it's all on one page the entire year. It seemed kind of simplistic, but guess what? It's a great report as opposed to having a 10-page report. And I thank Darnell and her team. Well done for last year.
I like that report. Simple, to the point, we know what's going on.
Yep. Well done, yes. Any other questions or comments on that? Okay, be it resolved, the council receives the Can I have a mover and a seconder, please? Belinda and Drago.
It's not that difficult, should be. Put a name in the hat.
Yeah.
Be it resolved, the council receives the Hornepayne Public Library's 2025 annual report as information. All in favor? That'd be carried. 9.3, council committee updates. Do we have any tonight? Drago?
Yeah, I had a FCIPP virtual meeting today at 4 p.m. and some things were done. I handed out the brochures. I didn't have a chance to comment on the brochures at our meeting, virtual meeting. I have couple suggestions for the person that did it, but I didn't have. There was other issues more pressing than the brochure. But the main information is there that the employers are looking for. I had a library board meeting on May 11th in person, and Our next library board meeting in person is on June 18th. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Linda, do you have any?
We haven't, we've had, we had our housing group meeting. And I did hear from Catherine that they did get the grant for the intern, so that's exciting. Also, the repairs and all that of, the request, the RFQ quote, has been started. And, so we should see, some activity going on at the 50 Queen Street residence on, fixing it up. So I know they're gonna put out some, pictures going forward, so have an eye on what's happening over there. And that's about it for now, and we did get our auditor's report at that meeting as well. For the LCC meeting, we had, a group meeting on Becker Road, with Craig Heinrich, and, he was showing us what they did in there for, how, they clean out trees in the bush, you might as well say. It's like a study area, and, they worked with the, what's that group called? Can't remember. Anyways, with the group that they're working with, it shows, a clear cut. It shows, how trees are cut, in rows. And they've planted trees on another side of the road, with, seedlings. So all this is being studied, and it's kind of interesting, and he did a very good job of explaining it all to us. So, and then the next night we had our, usual meeting, and, I see that we have some new, people joining the committee, so that's interesting, that's good. And, one of the things that did come up at the meeting is, some of the people would like to know, when it comes to Cedar Point, what kind of land use permit or whatever that we have there, and which I've already talked to Manuela about, and she'll get the information out for everyone. And that's about it for now.
Thanks. That group that Craig was working with is his company, First Resource Management
Yeah.
Group?
And the other one I don't remember.
Oh,
They're an innovation group, and they've been around for years, and, it was a group effort between the two, and,
okay. Unfortunately, I was not there, so I.
yeah, it's too bad.
Go ahead.
May I
Manuel.
add to, sorry, Councillor Belinda Kistemaker and I met earlier, like since the last meeting with FRMG,
Yes.
just regarding some fire management and community / fire management, and they will be doing a presentation to council at the June 25th meeting. So please, clerk, put a placeholder in there in case it doesn't. I've asked them to reach out to you with the report because I won't be here, but just in case, ensure that there is a placeholder there for that report and delegation. We would like to do a delegation to council on June 25th.
I am excited about that one.
Yeah.
Yes, me too.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. And in regards to the information on the FCIP, great that there's a brochure. It would be nice if it reflected all 6 communities.
That was my same thought.
Yeah.
Okay,
We'll
thank
be
you.
addressed.
Thank you.
Any questions, for anyone? We're good? Oh, yeah, I don't have anything to report either. Sorry.
So, can I elaborate on this a little bit? This pamphlet?
Yeah.
When I was in Thunder Bay, they were telling me this is the one to go for. One of the things that come out of this was, when I was talking to the people at their booth, I was asking if they were fixing the problems with the other, programs that they had. And basically I was told this one is a good one to connect with at the moment, and it's dealing directly with the government. You don't have a third party. So to me, that is a big asset. Okay, because it is a huge expense.
And this is to encourage francophone immigration.
Yes,
Okay.
it's another program that they started,
Okay.
okay?
Okay.
And the name, if I go through the mayor, the name at the back, if you need anything, direct it to Stephen DeFore, he will get back to you. He assures me he'll get back to anyone. It doesn't have to be employer, it could be anybody have any question in our community in regards to anything.
Perfect, thank
Okay,
you.
thank you. Any other further discussion on any topic? There being none, we can move to number 10, new and other business, civil marriage solemnization services. Jen, would you like to speak to that?
I think I mostly spoke to it earlier during my report. Again, the report is not a draft, the report is a final report, but the other documents are drafts. I request that council review them. If you have anything, please email me by the end of next week. And I think it'll just be a good service to offer again.
Go ahead.
I just wanted to applaud Jen in taking up this very important initiative for our community. I hate the thought of people going elsewhere when we can do this service for them here. It'd be nice to have some weddings in Hornepayne, and we have that cute little pavilion and some other beautiful spots here, whether it's outdoors or indoors. And I applaud Jen for stepping up and doing this. So thank you very much.
I also want to mention, it is nice because there are, like, one of the people who reached out to me is looking to have their ceremony at a lake in town. And that is one of the issues if you don't have an officiant in town. So it'll be good for the summer months so people can do camp weddings and things.
Anytime.
Oh, yeah, but I mean like camp weddings and things like that, so it's more feasible.
Hey, well, thank you, Jen. That's fantastic. You're getting in there.
Deputy Mayor, I have a couple of questions,
Sorry, go
comments.
ahead, Drago.
I agree with the recommendation. I've read the whole thing. I have no problem. I think we should move on it sooner than later. And the only question I had in your presentation is, because you were trained in this area, it said you could assign someone beside council.
Yeah.
That sort of puzzled me. If you're trained and now you go pick somebody off the street and say, hey, come on, that sort of puzzled me.
So if I may, technically I did not need to be trained. I requested to be trained because it feels like a very large responsibility, and I don't want to mess up somebody's special day. As a clerk, I have the authority either way, once it is appointed by council, but I just felt I didn't want to do it without training. It's not something I have experience with. I'm not a public speaker, and I didn't want to risk messing up someone's special day. So I just felt a lot more comfortable with the training. And then yes, it is, I can appoint anyone in writing, but it is under my authority. So if they mess up or do something incorrectly, I'm the one who will get in trouble. So it is, I will be quite picky with who I'm appointing.
Are you not allowed to appoint council? Like
No,
council
and that's what I was
through the
gonna follow up.
legislation.
Yeah.
Kathy?
Yeah.
Okay.
I did, so I actually called the registrar
Okay.
to ask, and they were very, very clear in the fact that council cannot, through my authority, be appointed to
Yes.
officiate weddings.
Yeah. And my supplement, it wasn't a question about training, just it sort of boggled my mind that you have this information, you analyze, you study, excuse me, all of a sudden say, oh, you.
Mm-hmm.
That's sort of, just didn't jive in my brain. That's the reason I asked the question.
Yes, I will, there are a couple staff who are interested in doing it. But I would want to ensure that they, like, I go through it with them and I give them internal training on it, which is why rather than within the bylaw, appointing anybody else, I put in writing, because again, that was approved by the registrar. And then I can, once I'm confident that they have the appropriate, training and are prepared to do so, then we can.
Thank you.
I tried to make it as safe as possible while still being able to offer this service if I'm away, or if, for example, it's in French and someone else can do it a lot better than I can in French.
That wouldn't be me.
No, I will say, so Kylie Marie, our Service Ontario clerk, is fluently
Is she
bilingual, and she is interested in
Excellent.
offering them in French.
I can
So,
do it in Croatian for you.
so that's, we can, it's something she would, of course, want to be trained, and I would share the training I had with her. Thankfully, it's all stuff that I've saved, so we can go through it. But yeah, then it offers it if I'm away or if it's in French, because my French is pretty bad now. So.
Excellent.
Okay, yeah. Thank you, Jen. Any other questions for Jen? There being none, can I have a mover and a seconder, please? Moved by Drago, second by Belinda. Be it resolved that council receives clerk's report 2026-05 as information. Be it further resolved that council authorizes the provision of civil marriage solemnization services by the corporation of the Township of Hornepayne. Be it finally resolved that the bylaw to authorize civil marriage solemnization services for the corporation of the Township of Hornepayne and the civil marriage solemnization services policy be brought for adoption at the regular meeting of council on Thursday, June 25th, 2026. All in favor? Carried. Section 10.2, Association of Municipalities of Ontario, Board of Election Nominations.
I can speak to this.
Thank you.
I requested that the clerk put this on the agenda just to give council an opportunity, should anybody want to put their names forward to be part of the AMO board. The deadline for nominations is June 22nd, so it wouldn't make it to the next meeting. So really, the decision would be tonight if any of the three of you here wish to put your name forward for the Northern Caucus.
And if I may,
I did speak to Mayor Fort. She has confirmed that she does not want to put her name forward.
Could I ask a question on this?
Mhm.
So the election is this year,
Yes.
okay?
Mhm.
So say one of us put our name in
And you don't get in,
and you don't get in,
then you just resign your seat and they'll probably have a by-election
Okay.
or
because
look
that
at
must
the other.
be,
They kick you out.
yeah, it's kind of a,
not
doesn't seem right.
Yeah, I thought it was odd as well, but
Okay,
it's their timeline.
all right.
Yeah, it's true.
So it can also, I believe it can be a senior staff member as well. I do not have an interest to put my name forward.
Okay.
What is the, can you speak to the timeline commitment on it?
It's a lot.
Oh, it
It's a
was
lot.
in, yeah, the meetings are in Toronto. I can't remember how many a year, plus the one in Ottawa.
I think it had the information in
It
it.
Yeah, I
did, I
did
just don't
include
have
the
it.
two.
Yeah,
I don't have it open in front of me.
I did read it, but.
Yeah.
and I do want to clarify as well. So one of the requirements to nominate is there has to be a resolution of council nominating. So that is why it has to be on this one. Yeah, because it is a requirement for this board.
There's nobody that's put their names forward so far for the Northern Caucus. So it is 5 hours per board meeting, 3 hours per committee of the whole meeting, 3 days each, 3 days each August, in addition to the preceding board meetings, 1 hour meeting, 1 hour meeting week of board meeting. that doesn't read properly, but that's for the caucus meeting, so I think they're saying 1 hour a week, maybe, and 3 hours per meeting for the executive committee, which this is not, but, board of directors meetings. The board meets 6 times a year, typically on the third or fourth Thursday and Friday of the months of September, November, January, March, and June, and on the Saturday, Sunday preceding the AMO annual conference. Meetings are typically held at the AMO office in Toronto with the option to fully participate virtually. The June meeting is held in person in the home municipality of either the president or the secretary treasurer. So I would really seriously encourage you. I think it's important that the North be represented, and it would be sad for the North not to be. So, and Mayor Ford is sitting on the Ontario Energy Board. She is also the past president of Good Roads, so she has commitments there and other commitments on behalf of the township. So
I have a question. So I know with Good Roads, they cover all expenses for travel, for attending.
the first 300 belongs to the board member, and the remainder is covered by AMO. So I'm sure that the resolution of council would cover that 300. That would be part of their travel expenses.
That's good. I believe last time they held, the elections, none of it was covered by the board, if I'm not mistaken.
I think I read the first 300.
Yeah,
and
that's,
anything after.
I remember there being,
But they're all are virtual options, so I think it would
Mhm.
really be just the AMO conference. Pardon me.
yeah, I remember municipalities, especially in the north, rallying to AMO, saying like that was not feasible.
That's great.
So I was curious if they changed it, and I just couldn't remember, so that was nice to hear if that's the case.
So, I mean, we would need this resolution this evening if anybody is even considering putting their name forward. So if you think you might do it before June 22nd, please, let's get this resolution done tonight.
Talk is ticking.
We can always, like, anybody can sit down with me, even, like, I'm happy to set aside some time next week and have a call or a virtual meeting with you.
I don't know. There's no commitment tonight. Go ahead, Trevor, please.
I looked at this very carefully 3 years ago, massive amount of work.
Is
You
it?
think you're busy at council? And what happens, the committee chooses, and this is your portfolio. And you better be
Yeah.
done for next meeting. I mean, because they go through their committees, subcommittees, and goes to the main
It's a
committee.
provincial board.
Right, so
Yeah, it's a
um,
provincial board.
I know the time would just not be, virtually, I don't like virtual meetings as it is, and to travel all that and just, I mean,
Okay.
north is Timmins and closer to the action, North Bay, just my thought.
Well, I don't
Okay.
think there's anybody here tonight.
Okay, so then we're going to the next thing.
So in that case, there will be no motion for this.
Okay,
Okay, thank you.
so we can move on to number 11. Motions and notices of motion.
None were received.
Okay. We can move into a closed session. Can I have a mover and a seconder, please? Moved by Jago, second by Belinda. Be it resolved that the next portion of the meeting at 6:59 PM be closed to the public in order to discuss personal matters about an identifiable individual, including municipal or local board employees, a proposed or pending acquisition or disposition of land by the municipality, and advice that is subject to solicitor-client privileges, including communications necessary for that purpose, pursuant to section 239, 2BCF of the Municipal Act of 2001. All in favor? Carried.
Prior to closing the meeting, does council wish to take a recess before we close?
6 minutes?
5
Please.
minutes? Okay.
5 minutos?
Yeah.
So council will recess from 7 to 9:05. very much.
Okay, we return to open council. Can I have a mover and a seconder, please? Moved by Belinda, second by Drago. Be it resolved, the council of the corporation of the Township of Hornepayne does hereby return to open council at 7:43 PM. We can have, a vote. All in favor? Carried. Business arising from closed session. Number 12.3, can I have a mover and a seconder, please? Moved by Drago, second by Belinda. Be it resolved, the council appoints Gregory Drew to the Hornepayne Housing Corporation Board of Directors for a term of 3 years. All in favor? That's carried. Our next one was, number 12.4 is ongoing and 12.5 is ongoing. I'll move to 14 is the adjournment for tonight. 14.1 bylaw number 2212-26, the confirmatory. Can I have a mover and a seconder, please? Moved by Belinda, second by Drago. Be it resolved that bylaw number 2212-26, being a bylaw to confirm the proceedings of council at their regular meeting held on Thursday, June 11th, 2026, to be read, hereby read a first time and a second time, and be considered read a third time and finally passed. All in favor? Carried. And the adjourn a meeting, mover and a seconder, please. Moved by Belinda, second by Drago. Be it resolved that council does hereby adjourn this regular meeting of council held on Thursday, June 11th, 2026 at 7:45 PM. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All in favor? Carried.